Welcome to the 12th Cyber Security Conference.
We have some fantastic speakers who will entertain, inform and intrigue you today.
The theme of this seminar, of course, is Stronger Together, and these sorts of meetings are so important because they give people an opportunity to come and exchange experiences, to hear what others have done, and indeed to be stronger together.
It's a fantastic day, and the crowd is tremendous. It's high quality people here. I've seen a lot of old friends, I've made a bunch of new ones, and I think also the vendors that are here are all groundbreaking vendors who have a meaningful contribution to the community. So yeah, I'm very excited.
We have a number of people here who are practitioners. So they're not just talking about the theory side of cybersecurity, they're talking about the practicality of what really happens.
The reason they're important, I think, is it just gets people thinking differently, to challenge, I guess, the status quo and talk about kind of what people do in their organisations and kind of drive a different way of, I guess, thinking and challenging each other. And ultimately, I think, as an industry, trying to raise the bar a little bit.
I think having a forum is an important pillar of what the cybersecurity industry needs to do. What it allows is an environment where people come together and start sparking those connections, those relationships, those ideas that then can be turned into practical action. But I think it's absolutely essential to build that community, that sense of purpose, and share the knowledge needed to let everybody take steps forward.
There's a bigger world, and there's some things that we can't see if we don't come to events like this and have a casual conversation about what's going on in the industry as a whole.
I've had a chance to speak to people here who actually are practitioners and use some of the vendors to see what works and what doesn't work. So it's bringing it to life really, so we can learn quickly through others' experience, others' mistakes, rather than continue to make mistakes ourselves.
The Payments UK audience is right for us. We've had some good level discussions, good question and answer for the 2 sessions we've run, but good content around that as well. So we're liking the flow of the day so far.
We know that the bad guys are collaborating, right? They're sharing information, they're sharing tips, techniques, code, malware, that they're collaborating. And I think we find it hard to do that same level of sharing. And so events like this, I think, are critical to bringing people together to share insights, experience in a safe environment, under Chatham House rules.
So I think in finance what you find is that there's this great sense of community between the banks, not only national but also international, and there's global platforms for sharing. Banks share more than anyone. So there's this tremendous effort going on of people sharing information, threat intelligence and other things in order not only to make the world a little bit better, but also of course to help their own processes and their own knowledge. I think the banking community and the payments community is well advanced in comparison to some of the other industries out there.
The challenges I see to the UK payments infrastructure and what I heard about today are quite varied. It's clear that the old approaches are still essential, they're still needed, but they're not enough. And the question then becomes, what are the things we have to change? How do we evolve? How do we grow? And I think that's going to be the key challenge, because the threats are changing and in unknown ways that we can't necessarily predict.
The FCSE concept was something that I launched today, and that's challenging the financial services ecosystem to think about what they're doing in the federated space. That is working together, but more than working together, employing a third entity that they jointly own to work on their behalf. And arguably it's more important, not less important, in a post-Brexit age, because in a post-Brexit age, cyber becomes one of those things that isn't necessarily a competitive edge, but it's something you can't be seen to be uncompetitive about.
As we know, the capability of the threat actors is increasing all the time. It is so vital then that cyber professionals come together, have an opportunity to swap experiences, swap ideas, and just to stand together and learn from each other. And that, of course, is precisely what a seminar such as this enables them to do.
It's been a really good opportunity for the community to come together and to discuss some of the challenges that are being faced, but also some of the opportunities that are there. The discussions about collaboration and making better use of intelligence has been really useful to hear that.
I think the one thing that Payments UK would hope that people would take away from this is the importance of collaboration. It's a theme which has run through most of the speakers, that we must stand together and learn from each other if we're to succeed.
Payments UK has always put cybersecurity at the core of its proposition, and it's always put collaboration within the industry as a major part of its strategy moving forward. I think what is different this year than previous years is we're saying that collaboration alone is not sufficient, and we need to move to a state where we build federated capabilities that work for the entire financial services sector, and indeed move to a state of integration. Hopefully we'll see some real changes, but I do think this is an area which must change. It's not a rosy outlook if we stand still. The bad guys aren't standing still.